We're back.
Welcome back. Our intrepid adventurers were just about to enter the manse of Duchess Ortova.
About to start this dungeon.
Yeah, it's...
How many Black Iron Knights are waiting for us?
Well, you see, you got to get inside, and then the trap activates
Yeah.
to make all of the statuary come alive.
Okay,
And then
I try and avoid the
and then
pressure
there's
plate.
no fewer than 7 acid pits.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, this is a perfect time to use obscure scavenging. I will try and scavenge my dignity.
As you walk in, there's a small anteroom which leads to the audience chambers where the Duchess holds court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like everyone just like walks in like he owns the place because now he does.
He's looking at the paintings like, that's mine. Don't like that. That's got to go. That's mine. The color scheme in here is terrible. Really? I mean, mauve and green. Really? Really?
I mean, they didn't have Barbies back then, so...
So yeah, you walk into the audience chamber, and there sits, pouting on her throne. Well, what passes for her throne? It's really just a large wooden chair.
Mm-hmm.
Is the petulant 12-year-old Duchess Ortova. She's wearing a very fine dress, powder pink, lots of frills, lots of lace. Her hair's like cascading down in blonde ringlets. Her bright blue eyes are staring at you intently. She's got a pretty nasty scowl on her face, like she just ate 10 lemons.
Right. So Edwin will approach her, and then when he gets to proper distance, wait, just kneels down on one knee.
You're gonna kneel to someone that you just defeated?
Yeah.
Okay. She quirks an eyebrow at that.
All right. She doesn't say anything, so Edwin will get up and approaches her. He's like, cousin, it's my pleasure to see you again after all these years. You have grown into a fine young woman.
Well, I can't say it's a pleasure to see you, cousin.
Edwin sighs. I'm sorry. Maybe I should have asked permission before I tried to acquire your birthday present.
By that you mean like the city, like her birthday present,
or the artifact?
Yeah, Edwin is implying that he went to the ruins to get her a birthday present.
Oh, okay. And she kind of looks you up and down and is like, if you have presents for me, then give them.
He's like, that was the idea, but there was only a part of it there. I couldn't give you something that was only half complete. That would
half the thing is better than none. My birthday was months ago.
It will have to wait until next year now.
She returns to her scowl after she finds out that
confusedly at Lord Edwin at this point. What is he talking?
So Edwin
birthday presents? What the fuck? A war, motherfucker! We fought a war.
Edwin exactly. Crosses his hands behind his back and says, "You agree to turn over the city to me and the people of Palaborot?"
She narrows her eyes at you and says, "Well, I guess you having this city means you'll at least have one to come home to."
He nods. You know that I like to travel.
She nods at you like that's why we that's why we tried to take your city. You weren't there.
Right. So, like, eventually, maybe you can rule the city again. Wouldn't that be a wonderful present?
She shakes her head and says, I'll not have your charity. The city was mine by birthright, and if I am to have it again, I shall take it by force.
Anyway, like, nods and chuckles. You plan to leave then and gather armies, perhaps from the continent?
I feel like there should be a role there.
Okay.
Are you trying to get her to do something? Because if not, then I don't know if there would be a role.
Edwin is like trying to
A lot of this sounds like soothing platitudes.
Yeah.
But to what purpose?
Yeah, was that comment meant to solicit information from her?
Yeah,
like, it
I'm
seems
trying
like
to get her to admit, because he knows that the champion she sent out was from the continent.
Right.
And
I read earlier that skill.
So what skill is that to get information out of people?
Seduction.
Versus
Let's
your
not go
12-year-old
there.
cousin. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, they're nobles. It's medieval. This shit happens. Read one George R. Martin book and you'll understand.
Oh, let me reread it. I could be wrong.
Because I mean, it also could be a persuade.
Soothing platter specifically get them to calm down. So I think that persuade makes the most sense.
It could be an interrogation with a soothing platitudes fork.
Yeah,
well, I don't have soothing
definitely be forked.
Or interrogation.
But I'm just saying in an ideal sense, like looking at all of the skills, ideally that's what it would be.
Can I gain something from falsehood? Because I'm clearly lying to her about all kinds of shit.
Oh, that's true. The birthday present and all of that.
If we're taking the entire conversation into account, probably yes. Not just this one question, yes.
The intent with the falsehood and like the conversation is ultimately to get her to accept banishment to somewhere else, and then she can come back and rule later once she has matured and learned some self-control.
This sounds like a duel of wits.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you already kind of won.
Right. But she still seems like she would need convincing.
Well, I think that if the battle were not already decided, yes, this would be a duel of wits. But she's bound by other traditions to already cede power over. If you're trying to convince her to go quietly,
I want her to go to a specific place. I want her to go to the religious island where Isabel is, and basically become a priestess like she was until it's her turn.
It's a get thee to the nunnery kind of thing.
Exactly. Where he would expect her to learn some form of self-control.
Oh. So you're not actually trying to get information out of her then?
Well,
yeah, my point on triggering the role was you were inquiring as to whether or not she has ties to the continent.
Right, that was the thing right there, and then the bigger picture is I'm trying to get her to go to the Covenant.
Okay, those two don't seem really related, so I think you have to pick one.
If I'm going to pick one, I'm going to pick the bigger one.
Well, both are together, it's
both the same conversation, but they're, I don't know. It's like two different intents that you want to happen from the same conversation. Would this be like a linked test or a roll, or just two separate tests?
I don't think getting information out of her is related to getting her to go to the nunnery.
Yeah, I think that we haven't made it to the point in the conversation where you're like, get thee to a nunnery.
Right.
We've so far gotten to the point where you're trying to get information out of her.
Let's roll that.
And your role will determine her reaction to that statement is why I was thinking it triggered a roll.
Okay. So I guess that'd be persuade, huh? Or it's just oratory. We're having this conversation in front of a crowd, right?
Yeah, but it's to a specific person, so it's more of a one-on-one kind of thing.
Okay.
So it'd probably be
persuade.
It'd probably be interrogation. Quite honestly, it's not. Right. It's not really persuade.
Well, I don't have interrogation, so that's going to be untrained. What's the stat for that?
Yeah, probably will. I would guess.
All right, let's give it a shot.
There might be a physical thing with it.
A physical thing?
Right, because it also requires tools usually. Oh wait, no, that was torture. Never mind.
I'm not going to torture.
It's just will. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so, using peculiar logic, interrogators gain information from unwilling subjects. A successful interrogation means the victim has given up the information the players are looking for.
All right, so, I'm not going to use any Artha on this.
She's unwilling, if mildly.
What's her will? I guess that's what it's up against, right?
Yeah, it'd be 4.
Yeah, there's no chance of that.
Well, okay. So upon your mention of the continent, and receiving help from them, she turns to you and says, "I will have nothing to do with outsiders. They would not. I wouldn't sully these grounds with bringing the continents in."
Good. I'm pleased to hear that. The Continentals do not understand us. They're not worthy.
Yeah.
Is Ernest getting angry?
I'm trying to keep my posture. So, yeah. And I'm probably thinking back to that talk that he had with me during the flashback at the beginning of the session.
See, your intense, your beliefs have always been about convincing other people about Ernest not being like Continental. But
that's true.
Never.
But he also doesn't want Continentals to be stereotyped at all.
Okay.
Okay.
So Edwin is like.
Yeah. So she looks at you and says, "So, cousin, how is this to proceed?"
It's simple. You will surrender the city to me, and you will go visit our cousin Isabel, where you will stay until you're ready to roll.
And where is Isabel again? She's on some other island?
Yeah, if you go to the big map, the world map.
Okay. Let's so she would know what's going on with her cousin, I would guess.
Yeah, sure. So the church and monastery are on this island over here.
Oh, so it's the closest one. Okay.
It's the closest one. That's why I put that there.
I would guess it's like in that whatever capital city is there.
Right.
Or just outside or something.
Like that's not the city-state of the island that she is a princess of. That would be up there in the north.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where she is now because that's where the monastery and all that is.
Okay.
So you will be well taken care of there. You'll be treated like a princess. You'll be given everything you desire.
And I suppose I'm to wear those horrid rags the nuns wear, and scrub floors, and
No, of course not. You're a princess, and they will recognize that. You are not even just a princess. You're a duchess. Your blood is as pure as any other nobles, and they are the custodians of that blood. They will treat you with respect.
She heaves a heavy sigh. Seems resigned to her fate at this point.
Okay.
Says, "Very well, cousin. Send me away. This is not the last you'll hear of this."
I look forward to it.
And good luck on your return home. I do so hope there are people still there to welcome you. And she kind of gives this shitty fucking smile and hops off of the throne.
Like, Edwin's confused. Like, surely someone told her that they had retaken the path askew.
Well, yeah, she definitely knows that.
So he doesn't know what she's saying, but he's like getting what he wants, so he doesn't want to push it at all. And he'll know soon enough, I guess. So if her intent was to make Edwin worried, she succeeded.
Okay.
That doesn't trigger anything in earnest?
It does. Very much so. He's waiting until she's gone. Basically, as soon as he has a moment in private with Edwin.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like Edwin has to go outside with her, and there's some kind of like ceremony where like
you're breaking up a ton, Golden. I can't hear anything you're saying.
I guess there's like he goes out with her, and there's some kind of ceremony where
you like escort her outside and like have some kind of ceremonial passing of the ruling torch or something,
like some coronation type thing, and then I guess we have to pack her up and send her to the island.
Yeah.
Do we have? Where's Matrim? Matrim would be able to do this.
Matrim's outside. He's not with us.
Matrim, the babysitter, is going to haul away the Duchess.
Yeah.
He's got a boat. He's got an army.
He's definitely not going to take her home.
You damn well know that girl's going to end up in a sack in the hold the entire way there.
I think that's what he wants. He wants to teach her some humility.
Yeah, let's get Matrim. I send a courier to Matrim and tell him like he's needed. It's safe. I am now the Duke of Bryx, and we need your boat.
I think that fairly shortly, as soon as the ceremony's over, I'm like, sir, I would like to head up the patrol that will return to the Path Askew with news and making sure everything's good there. Yeah,
Edwin will allow it. He says, "Don't think I've forgotten my promise to you. We will go to Cadenfell as soon as we have made control of the city."
Thank you, sir. I'm going to bring some extra soldiers to make sure everything's okay, just in case it isn't. And
very well.
I will set off immediately.
Thank you.
And
as that's all like going on, as you like bring her out and everything, Ernest, you probably noticed that the referee, the guy that came in with you, the observer, kind of disappears up one of the towers. And as you're all standing outside, doing the whole passing of the torch ceremony, she like hands you the royal scepter of Bryansk and Edwin and all that shit.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm guessing you're still probably a little on edge security wise.
I am, especially with he's probably even more on edge than he would be because of the news, like the thing about the Path Askew. Yeah, I think I'm watching that. I'm watching the tower. I'm not like going up there or anything. I'm probably in the ceremony in some way.
Okay. Yeah, you notice one of the messenger birds that's used here fly due north out of the tower.
Okay. Once this guy returns, if it's during the ceremony, well, is it during the ceremony or is it after the ceremony that he returns from the tower?
You probably don't see him again until, unless you're going after him, you probably don't see him again until, like, I don't know, if you hold a feast that night or something, whenever the next, like, social engagement would be.
All right. Well, Ernest said he was leaving immediately.
I was going to leave immediately after the handing over the torch thing. And so I think this piques my interest. I think I consult Lord Edwin. As soon as the thing is done, I say, Sir, I saw a messenger owl sent north. I think it might be to the continent, maybe Cadenfell.
You'd know the birds on this island probably don't go
all the way
past the island. Like, they stay on the island.
They stay on the island? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like a short distance thing, yeah.
I thought Ernest is probably just informing the other cities that I've taken command.
As much as that's possible, sir, he did specifically do it during the ceremony while everyone else was busy. He might not have wanted anyone to see. But if you're comfortable, I will leave you to handle it if there is anything to handle at all.
It's like, I am worried about what's happened at the Path Askew.
Yes, sir, I will go take care of it now. And I take that as my cue to leave and head towards the Path Askew.
All right.
Okay. What kind of speed are you making toward Path Askew?
Are there mechanical options? Because if not, I'm making most...
I'm not saying mechanically. Within the fiction, are you, like, just fucking all out?
Well, if I go all out, it's almost impossible to do that with a procession.
Well, remember,
you can force march.
Like, how quickly do you want to get there? It usually takes about a week. I want to go on a
horse and go all out, but I also want to get my, I can handle myself. So I want to bring Teak with me, just in case. I want...
Just the two?
No, I mean, sorry. I want to bring, like, the soldiers. Probably want to be safe, and these guys totally surrendered. So can we go back to the island map? I'll actually, have a contingent of soldiers do a forced march on their way. But I want to ride ahead with a small scouting party on horses to check with them. So
okay.
Well, I know. Actually, we have our cavalry, so I'll ride with them.
All right.
Because they arrive back the next dawn, don't they?
Yes. Yeah. The dawn of the next day, they'll be back.
Don't want to wait that long. It's faster because they're on horses, even if I wait. So it's actually faster, isn't it? So then, yeah.
As long as you can keep up on a horse, yes, it would be faster.
Then, yeah, I'll wait until dawn,
okay.
And then I'll leave. I'll get a horse and leave with them. Not that I haven't ridden a horse very often, but for him, it's like there's more important stuff. How hard can it be?
Do you have a riding skill? Not that I'm going to test it. Just want to know.
I do not have a riding skill.
You do not. Okay.
I've probably ridden a horse mostly.
Yeah, it's
mostly just lately as a commanding.
As comical as it would be to see Ernest falling off the horse every 3 miles, I don't think. I think the more important thing is how quickly you get there. So I'm just going to give you an ob penalty on the speed test.
Okay.
To get there. Speed of a horse, I believe, is 6 or 7. Let me do.
Yeah, let me know and then I'll roll it.
What's Matron been doing this whole time? Flash over to him.
Matron's probably been talking with Higgins. Not Higgins. Wiggins. Freaking Swan Song. Speed of a riding mount is B6.
B6.
203.
Yep.
Okay. So 6 dice. And what is the ob, sorry?
Graduated. No, it's let's see, they got a 2 on theirs plus 1 ob for not ob 4.
Ob 4, okay. That's chat. So that's a lot. And it was 5d6, all 4. Okay. Anything else I can... Oh, actually, I can... Oh, yeah, I can help stats with skills.
Yes, you can.
Soldiering, this is precisely that. Would soldier-wise would be a thing.
Could be, yeah.
I can't think of anything else I could use. I don't think command would work here.
Can you fork in your forte?
My fort? I could fork. It's possible to fork my fort since it is a sustained riding. Does that make sense? Or can you fork... No, field of related knowledge is by the definition a skill, not a stat. So, I'll roll. 4 successes.
Okay.
So
that would equal... That's...
The odd was 4, and I got 4 successes. Is that right?
Yeah, but it's the chase rules, so you match. Okay, so you'll get there pretty quickly.
Okay, cool.
But whatever lead the person you were chasing had, they have that much time ahead of you.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well,
so basically,
yeah,
basically what's happening is you're trying to catch up with whatever was going on that she alluded to.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what that is.
You will. What has Matron been doing? Want to give him some screen time?
Yeah.
We've been focusing on the other two for a while.
Yeah, that's all right. Matron is probably trying to talk up Wiggins because he's like the point guy for the organization. He's kind of like, so, seems like your mercenary contract is about up. Like, what's next on the docket? Like,
whatever comes along, boy. Whatever comes along. We'll fight for anyone as long as the coin's good.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, but I was curious if you had some sort of like ongoing or on retainer contract with the organization, if you kind of knew anything going on there.
Where is this conversation happening?
Somewhere in the army tents. I'm not sure.
Okay, so like you're alone or something, right?
Alone, yeah, vaguely alone, yeah.
Okay,
not
as
alone, but just assumed.
Yeah, as you mentioned the organization, he kind of like gives this conspiratorial look around, like
Yeah.
And
right.
puts his hand over.
Right.
Yeah. He like puts his arm around your shoulders and like pulls you aside and starts to whisper. He's like, "Not all the men know about that particular arrangement. But yes, when they call, we are obliged to answer. We know who has the deep pockets, and theirs are pretty deep."
My point exactly, friend. And my contract itself is coming to an end soon, I think, and I find myself liking those deep pockets. I was just wondering how you felt about such a business opportunity.
He looks at you and he straightens I'm guessing you're wear like that swashbuckler type shirt with like lapels and stuff.
Yeah,
so
a little bit like
straightens
that,
you up and he like dusts you off and he's like, "You've proven yourself pretty capable in the past few months. I wouldn't be surprised if they kept you around, boy. They have an eye for talent."
It's nice to know how would he phrase this? Even if I'm not in known waters, they still see my use. Get me on a boat, and I'll double my worth.
See that you do, lad. Much potential in you, I see.
Okay.
Sweet.
And that's probably when the messenger comes and tells you that Edwin is requesting your presence. When you go outside, you notice on the river that the river portcullises have opened. You can probably just sail your boat right into town.
Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly if I brought because it's two different rivers in this island. So
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if my longboat was still over by Path Askew or not.
I was figuring that at some point, like, in order to get people here quicker, you probably
We went around.
you probably went around and down the Bunin River.
Okay. Cool.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah. When I was thinking
you'd
in my
want
head,
to
I forgot
bring
the 6 months.
You'd want to bring everything you had to bear against this. So I would assume that there was some talk about cordoning off the river if you're gonna make sure that they get nothing in.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. At that, I'm like, kind of like, boats. Like,
It might not have waves under it, but damn boat.
right?
Okay.
So yeah, you can sail in and find out what Edwin wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably go in by boat, like check out the condition of the docks and everything, and then figure out where Ernest is. But even if he was like, urgent message, please come in, I'm probably taking my time.
Yeah, you notice the docks here are actually pretty nice.
For river docks.
They have their own dry dock for river boats and such.
Oh yeah, because they're a trade hub. They would have that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I guess for a landlocked city, the city just went up a notch in Matrim's view.
Yeah, awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
because the main way they get like their grain from the outskirts is to just like sail it up the river straight into the city. So they that's a major causeway for them.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, after sort of taking a quick glance around, I guess I would find my way to Ernest somehow.
To Edwin?
I thought the note was to go to Ernest.
Was the note to go to Ernest?
No, it was to Edwin.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Ernest delivered the note. I don't know.
Or did I misremember?
Oh, Edwin.
Because I thought Edwin was sending for you so you could like haul the Duchess prissy pants off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
right.
Go see Edwin.
Okay.
So I guess like Edwin has like completed the coronation ceremony, and like you probably find him in the antechamber where the Duchess was before.
Okay.
It's like pretty posh. Like Edwin is looking around the room, like praising everything.
Okay.
Matron, just the person I was looking for.
Ah.
I need a job. I need somebody I can trust to transport a prisoner.
I guess he kind of looks around and then is sort of like mimicking what Wiggins just did with his lapels. Like, so like, it looks like I just became available.
Fantastic.
What did you have in mind?
Well, as I've now taken her city, I've decided the best thing to do with the Duchess is to banish her. I am aware of a convent on a nearby island. I have connections with the people that run it, and I think it would be the perfect place for her to be. All I need is someone to get her there, alive. She is probably will throw a few tantrums, but I'll pay extra for that.
Okay. So you just need an escort to local island.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Wayne will like describe the island, and of course, being a sailor, you know exactly where it is.
I assume I'm aware of the island.
Yeah, it's on the charts. It's huge.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let me know if you need anything to. What's the word? Expedite the transfer.
I still can't
what?
fully understand you.
To expedite.
He's asking if you need something to expedite anything you need to expedite the journey is on him.
I see. Yes, with how the siege just ended, there might be a few things I might need to procure to ensure everything goes as smoothly as possible.
Anyways, it's like, good. I know you prefer the open sea, but as the ruler of the city, I am in a position to give you quite the preferred trader's contract if you're interested.
Wait, the what contract?
The
Preferred trader.
Like if you decide to trade out of the city or like recruit mercenaries or people for your crew. Like
you got this government contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Matrim kind of laughs a bit. He goes, it's a fair plan, but unfortunately I don't work on merchant ships. But it's a solid contract idea for
somebody else.
Others. Yeah.
Well, you know that who I am, where I am. Just when you want something, let me know.
Oh.
All right, so you guys can iron out the details of rewarding Matrim for his services.
Right.
Meanwhile, next week or a week from today, Ernest is
next Sunday.
Yeah,
one of us said we couldn't meet.
Game week.
Next week in game. A week from the duel.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's fine. In Path Askew, Ernest comes riding up. You don't notice anything too horrible. Like it looks pretty normal around here.
Okay. I ride up toward am I at a distance or this is once I've arrived? Just
yeah, you're in the town proper.
Okay. I think I look for I find Oleg. I ask the guards who are at the entrance, where's Oleg?
Yeah, they point you to the council chambers.
Okay, thank you. Now, a few days ago, at most, I'm looking for because I think I've heard about. Have I heard about what the riders were chasing after? Because I was with them for the last week, so I'm sure I've heard about what they were.
Yeah, they were told that there was some rider on the road, and they were to track them down, but they couldn't. They either couldn't catch up with them, or there was nothing to catch up to. They don't know.
So I asked the guard if any single visitors have arrived recently. I asked the entrance guard, and if he doesn't know, then I ask Oleg.
Yeah, he looks at you and says, there was one, the old woman.
Old woman?
Yes, ridden up on a horse. The damn thing looked like it'd been ridden to death.
You know where I can find her?
She went that way. And he points back into the city. I think she went down the main street.
How long ago was this?
Oh, she arrived this morning, and right now it's mid-afternoon. It's roughly the same time of day that you left Bryansk.
Okay, cool. Um, Then I think that, I thank him and then rush towards the center of town. Yeah. So I rush towards the center of town. What is in the center of town? Is that where like the council chamber is and stuff like that?
Well, down the center street, yeah, you'll eventually come to. It goes back like it goes a ways and then splits into like the four main thoroughfares, like the cross section.
Okay.
And there is the granary, rather a decent tavern and inn is across from it. And then there's like a bunch of merchant shops. And if you keep like going on, yeah, you'll eventually get to the council chambers down the main street.
My head is just swiveling, looking for an old woman who looks like a recent arrival.
Okay.
Or a dead horse, I guess.
Changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like a well-traveled horse itself, I think.
Yeah, give me a perception roll.
This is actually my first one.
Yeah, look at that.
What's the odd?
Yeah, up to.
Okay. I will spend one persona. Is there anything I can fork? Can I fork something I don't know about? Like, let's see what I got. Soldier-wise wouldn't matter. No.
Oh, soldier-wise, standing guard, patrolling.
Sorry? Can't hear you.
I think
soldier-wise could include like
patrolling,
assessing threats and stuff like that.
That's true. So if soldier-wise works, then I'll fork that. And they aren't a slave, are they? I can't fork slavery-wise?
No.
Okay. Then I'll just fork that.
We have Lord Edwin-wise yet?
See, I have this weird sixth sense of something really bad might happen, so I'm going to use a persona.
Okay.
And the odd is 2. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Nice.
Your head's on a swivel. You're looking all around, trying to find anything that'll clue you into what this person's been doing.
So my intent was to find this person before anything bad happened, just to make that clear. I don't know if anything will.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you proceed down the road between the tavern and the granary, and you sorry, you look off to your left down an alley behind the granary, and you notice a horse keeled over, looks exhausted. It's dying, like it has fallen to the ground, dying.
Okay. I rush over to it, and I don't even really look at the horse itself so much as I look around for an old lady.
You notice that there is a door not far from the dying horse that leads into the granary, and it is it is ajar.
I draw my mace and I can't stealth, so I walk inside. I'm wearing full-plated armor still. Yep, nope, not going to happen. I rush inside.
Clank, clank.
Look for this one.
Yeah, as you get inside, your perception rides. So you immediately start smelling this like foul, acrid scent. You've probably smelled something similar before, like when you were laid up in the hospital. It's like there's herbalist stuff going on in here. Like there's something being concocted.
Okay. I want to do I know where the woman is? Can I hear where?
Yeah, you can hear like clinking glass and like stuff like that. It's coming from deeper within like the granary itself.
Okay. Then I walk over to I not walk, but I quickly stride towards the sound. Mace drawn, shield is on my arm, but it's not like raised or anything.
Okay. Yeah, you're not being quiet at all. So like the clattering of the armor startles an old woman as you like round a corner and notice her. There's a fairly large pot sitting on a cook fire that she's rapidly constructed, and she seems to be like adding things in. The smell is just god awful caustic, like the worst type of smell you could imagine.
Okay.
She hears you and like turns around startled. You
Yeah.
almost you can't quite place the face, but you know you've seen her before.
Okay. What are you doing?
She just looks at you like, and she's hesitating at this point. She's standing and drooling. She's like aghast that anybody is in here. And
Okay. Then I would like to take the advantage from that to step forward, and like grab her probably by the arm, and
Okay.
and then ask again. What are you doing?
Only as I was ordered to do. Only as I was ordered. The Duchess said to come here. She sent me. I didn't want to do it, but she said that if I didn't, that she would have me strung up.
That's not what I asked. I asked, what are you doing?
She points at the cauldron. She says that was to be dumped on the food. That's what I was told to do.
Poison?
She like shifts her gaze down. You can tell that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I still want to keep hold of her and grab with her, but I want to kick the fire to have it just go out entirely.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to do that without an issue. She's like not resisting at all. Like you're a huge dude in mail, in armor with a mace, and
okay.
She's a lonely old medicine woman from a very remote village in the south of
Not that I would have been. I was unconscious. But does she recognize me? She might say something.
Do you have your helmet on?
Yes, actually I do. So never mind. So I think I say, you're coming with me. But you should know the Duchess of Bryansk is no longer in power. I won the duel. When I despite the possible, all the grave situation that was just voided, there was like a slight swell of pride. Ernest,
I won the duel. And I think as we see Ernest hauling out the woman, that's probably where we can end it today.
Yeah. Whereas we see
crisis averted.
Off and stop boiling. I tell the guards, and we see probably a quick montage of them, like pouring that stuff into the sewer.
No, I wouldn't pour that in the sewer, but yeah,
pouring that stuff where it's safe. After,
in the sea. Yeah. The sea takes care of everything.
You don't want it leaching back into the water supply, you know.
Okay. True.
Take it to an old remote cave and then seal it. What happened?
You arrest Katerina and haul her off. The Duchess's last ace up her sleeve averted.
Okay, I think.
What did I do to that?
Well, I want to actually do I care to question her anymore? I don't think it matters enough to do it on screen. So, yeah.
Well, my main question is, upon seeing Edwin again, are you going to tell him about this? I would assume.
Oh yeah, I totally am. I am not a person who feels that he's not going to ever tell Edwin this, but he doesn't feel that nobles are different from common folk, and so he's kind of secretly hoping that when he tells Edwin this, that he'll punish her in some way.
Yeah, that would be my question to Edwin. Then, does that change your view on Natalia Ortova's fate?
Oh no.
The fact that she sent an agent to poison the food
entire town. Yeah, basically everyone.
I am going to document it thoroughly.
Send a strong letter to the other.
We will use that as blackmail when she returns, when she's 21, to wage war upon me again.
Okay. Yeah, because I've got this I've got this picture in my head of like the orphaned kid that did like you killed their parents and then they get sent off to the monastery and they train as an assassin and they come back and kick your ass.
That is what
There
I
you-
want to happen. I am setting
So-
up my ironic fate here.
So in season 7 of
Yeah.
Mathsquad's Burning Wheel, back
Exactly.
comes Natalia Ortova at the
With the power of God to smite me.
Yeah, she has faith now as a stat.
Yep.
yeah,
It's like
right.
Faith Time.
you just
It's like a white shaded
you just trained her to wield the powers of a god. Congratulations.
But
She worships the god
I'm
of
actually very
retribution and death.
curious how in medieval times one would document blackmail, because other than that, it's still your word against hers.
So
Well, this is an old lady. We can't actually keep her around for 9
No,
years.
you like bring her in front of the council chamber and have her testify and enter that into the
yes,
court record.
Okay,
kind of
so
thing.
you do make it not public to everyone, but public to the nobles.
it's
now,
not
and
public. It's just
Yeah.
recorded. If it is communicated to the nobles, they know about it. Catalina is a member of the Mages Guild. They would, interrogate her, and they would investigate the poison and verify what happened. And,
So once that is all said and done,
yeah.
what do you tell the former Duchess? Do you tell her now, or do you tell her once she's back, and then you're like, yeah, by the way, this, and she's like, no.
I don't need
Or
to
do you
taunt
tell
her.
her now?
I won.
Sorry, I didn't.
Or do you
actually
just,
hear
or do you just send her a letter that says, everyone in Pathaskew is alive and well,
No,
thanks for the well wishes.
Yeah.
Edwin's
no need for
entire
all those get well cards.
Edwin's entire story and lies and platitudes was to try and not irritate her. To try and get her to the island and try and get her to stay there. Let her ferment and focus her hatred, if that's what she wants to do.
Yes.
But it's
Focus your anger.
give in to your dark side. But it's not to antagonize her in any way. She, for all that she's done, is still Edwin's cousin, and loyalty to family and the belief that noble blood is makes someone better, potentially better anyhow. All those things still are things Edwin believes.
Okay.
All right.
And I think we'll send it there.
Okay.
So, Arthur time.
Arthur.